Welcome to the wrap-up, everyone. It is week 7 of the 2016 season, and wow, it's another exciting week here on News Channel 10-2 as we really work our way from 1A all the way through 6A and then into Oklahoma and New Mexico. We've crossed state lines again tonight as we made our way to Texoma to check out the Red Devils, but that's a long way into the show. First, Brianna, another exciting night of District 3 5A. That was our entire pick'em this week as we had 3 big-time matchups.
Yeah, we saw a lot of upsets last week, seeing if we had any more tonight. But then we also had the 2A district starting their play this week.
Starting district play, right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, certainly a week that everybody has been gearing up for and working towards since 2 days began. So, a lot to get to, but first let's start with our pick'em.
Pick 6 is brought to you in part by Domino's.
And you can see the matchups. It was Canyon, Randall, Cap Rock versus Palo Duro, and Dumas Plainview. Everyone pretty much the exact same across the board. No, this wasn't planned. This is just at random how it turned out. DJ, the only person who strayed away from the pack, going with Plainview instead of Dumas. That was 2-0 district teams matching up in a battle of district unbeatens. We'll have to update how those look later, but first let's see how you, the 6th man, decided to go. And you went with the majority. Canyon, Caprock, Dumas, the popular picks tonight. Not a whole lot of people going to make up any ground on Lance, maybe DJ, depending on how the Dumas Plainview game shook out. But of course, we'll update those pick'em results later in the show. But first, 1A still not into district play yet. Going to have to wait another week. That'll start next week for most of those teams, but certainly some good action tonight in the 1A ranks.
Yeah, definitely a lot of high-scoring games as well, as we've been seeing. Let's take you to the first game. Whiteface taking on White Deer. And we're in the first quarter, and we're scoreless, and it's Antelopes. John Rivas with the halfback pass, and he's picked off by Kaysen Vigil. Then ensuing play, Vigil off the pitch, makes a cut, and whoop, spins his way into the end zone. White Deer taking the lead. Then later in the first, guess who it is again? It's Vigil with a 30-yard burst to set the Bucks up. And then next play, Cage Freeman. He gets the pitch and makes it to the edge to put White Deer up 16-0, and check out the score tonight. 107-62 White Deer.
I thought basketball season didn't start for another month. That's an impressive score. Let's check out some more scores from around 1A. Groom victorious against Miami tonight, 74-29. The final, Southland taking on Hart, and the Eagles fall to the Longhorns. Silverton taking on Wilson, the Wilson Mustangs. Look at the Silverton Owls, 92 points on the scoreboard. Valley taking on Guthrie. This was a Thursday night game. The Patriots victorious by 50, and then Happy taking on Nazareth, another 50-point win in this one as well. The Cowboys walk away with a 70-20 victory. So a lot of high scores to be expected in 1A, but nonetheless some big wins for a few of our area teams as they gear up for district play.
And I want to say I saw actually a stat today. Happy, that's their 31st consecutive win.
Pretty impressive.
The longest streak
in the regular season.
Yeah. And that's the longest streak in the Panhandle since, Canadian was defeated by Bushland. But an impressive win there from a White Deer. They actually fell to Follett last week by 50 points. Then they came up with 107 tonight.
Certainly a nice way to rebound.
Yeah, great improvement there
from them. No basketball pun intended.
Nice.
You're welcome. Well, we have a great game of the week every year. Throw records out the window anytime you have a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Well, Canyon taking on Randall, that's certainly one of the biggest rivalries in the area. Let's take a look at how you decided to vote in the polls. Remember, Canyon coming off a loss, Randall coming off their first victory of the season. But nonetheless, fans going 77% in favor of the Eagles. But you can only vote so much online. The game has to be played. News Channel 10 Sports' DJ Ezel joins us now live in the studio, and he's got a look at the highlights. What's up, DJ?
Hey, thanks, Matt. How's it going over there? Well, Randall Canyon, like Matt said, big game. Throw the records out the books. Randall coming off their first win of the season when they knocked off undefeated Caprock. Canyon coming off that big loss to Emerald High. Let's check out the highlights.
The game of the week is brought to you in part by Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, we're going to pick things up here in the first quarter. Getting ready to get busy down at Kimbrough. Randall's Kobe Wood rolling right, looking for his favorite target, Landon Nix, and he's got him. That's a first down for the Raiders. We're going to stay on this same drive now inside the 10-yard line. And Randall, Jordan Jennings here, taking it with some tough running. Gets it across the goal line. The extra point would be no good. 6-0 Randall. Now we're going to stay here in the first quarter. Same score. Canyons, Gunner, Palacios here. Nice 35-yard touchdown pass. That's the Kason Haggard. Extra point would be good. Give Canyon the lead 7-6 as they go on to win this one 34-15.
Eagles now 2-1 in district play. We'll revisit game of the week when we get back into 5A. DJ will join us back in the studio, and we'll take a second look at those highlights as well as those polls in case you just missed it. Randall and Canyon game of the week. Well, now let's hand out some early awards. We still got a few that we saved for the end of the show, but we're going to start with this week's Week 7 Hit of the Week.
The Hit of the Week, brought to you in part by Jimmy Fincher.
It comes from the Caprock Paladuro game. Caleb King on the run, but look who's there. Nathan Stotts running him all the way down, lays out, wraps him up like a bear. Down for the count. Week 7 Hit of the Week. The reason that's Week 7 Hit of the Week is because he ran so far. This is called effort. You never give up on a play. Stotts certainly didn't, and he ran him down. King, a fast football player. Stotts, an impressive play for our Week 7 Hit of the Week. What you got on play, Brianna?
Well, let's see, what game is this coming from?
This is from the Perryton and Bushland matchup.
All right, well, it's Caden Somerville who takes the handoff. He jukes under Bishop Parson and takes it 50 yards for the score. Look at him go.
Let's take one more look at it. Watch the slip. He makes him hit his own player. I mean, that's...
Swoops right under him.
Yeah, that's worthy of Play of the Week, certainly. We'll revisit these as well later in the show, as well as our Fan of the Week. We got Battle of the Bands still to come. Again, we're just getting started. We've got a ton of highlights in the 2A ranks. We covered every single 5A game. We've also got Tascosa on the way. They took on Friendship tonight in a big-time district matchup. So a ton of stuff that we still need to visit as district play continues for a lot of our schools, and we'll update some of the standings later as well. So be sure and stay with us. You're watching the wrap-up on News Channel 10-2.